Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do we have anyone who'd like to give public comment today?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We live in a global world. SIST's vision for Shawano was to make the city into something, make Shawano a purposeful and meaningful community, and bring life to a rural community. The rally cry in the USA is Make America Great Again. SIST was working to make Shawano great again 40 years ago. Community leaders have expressed how Shawano is a blighted community making up lies, and by those very lies creating the RDA. We, SIST, have expressed for over the last 12 or more years how the city has damaged our buildings by flooding the basements, a snowplow and snow removal equipment hitting our buildings multiple times, damaging the property, firing shots through our windows, and then calling the buildings blighted. The latest example is the damage done at 500 Airport Road. Upon the city's request, we have submitted all the quotes, but nothing has been done. We have heard nothing from the city. And it's as is going on, as its past and present administration operates in a manner of the dark ages. The RDA has made another request for plans for our buildings, yet when we attempted to restore them, we were ordered to stop work immediately. Our answers to your requests, which you have made, are met with ridicule. Our buildings are the main subject to the RDA, and as Myron Nafke pointed out at the first open house of the RDA, that the RDA was created to drive out the businessman from India. The RDA meeting dates and times are posted in the most obscure places. Police attend the meetings in direct violation to the law. The RDA in the city has openly pushed and practiced its racial discrimination, as some would say, through hell and high water, openly showing and demonstrating its unwillingness to work with SIST. Today, in this digital and global age, the American people are finding out how our political leaders have lied and destroyed our country. The Catholic Church has for centuries raped and killed children and gotten away with it, and still is. Native American tribes have been destroyed and obliterated by diseases, and their children sterilize. There are no longer secrets. Shawano is no exception. For 40 years, Shawano has conspired and lied to drive out SIST and the businessman from India, with an attitude and vengeance I can only describe as satanic.
Anyone else?
Yes. I'd like to add on to, I don't know if it's hard to with Eileen, what she had to say, but it's true what she's saying. Everybody here knows that this committee was set up illegally, that you had to meet at 50% within a certain zone to be considered the RDA and to have it approved. For an example, and sometimes like, well, there's no examples. The city's not destroyed your property, this thing, that thing. We'll give you an example. The electronics store was Radio Shack before what it's called now, and they're listed as blighted and it's closed, and they're operating all these years. Just as one example. You have Mello's brand new buildings listed as blighted because there was a haze or scratch on the window, a brand new building. Everybody can see through this and what you did to get this created. And it's not only wrong, it's illegal. And you're using taxpayers' money to do this. And the word's getting around town, and it's getting around bigger areas than that. And we're making sure that can happen. And thanks, yes, to the technology, and we all have our voice, and what you're doing here is wrong. I'll give you another example, the oppression and the things that the city's doing. Working with the signs, how we had to tear them down. One of them was not even a sign. And Brian Bunke knows everything about this. Bay tile and abstract, the sign is still up. What's going on? Did you give them a notice? How many notices did you give them? When are you going to give them? That's just wrong. It's illegal. It's called oppression. If you're going to apply something to us, apply it to everyone. That's called oppression. That's called discrimination. And it's like this community, now they can see it, they can feel it, they feel the effects of it. And what you're doing at SIST is not just hurting SIST, it's hurting the community. They send out letters, the previous mayor, let's see, everybody knows which one, and now she put a letter out saying, do not patronize SIST businesses. And it's like, we pay into the Chamber of Commerce, and we have quite a past with them. And it's like, we pay in, because we have to pay in the tax, the room tax, and you're supposed to promote the businesses, not go against them. People call out there and it's like, oh, where can we stay in Shawano? Is there any nice place to stay? Don't tell them about our places. If they ask about it, say that they're closed. Or you don't want to stay with those people. Call them cult. Well, the cult is just by whoever group's the largest in power calls the other people cult because they think their religion's the best, or that their way of believing or the way that they live. What is it? And you put a label on somebody or some people, what is it? Who are you? Well, then it gets into name calling. That's really childish. It's that sickening. It should be ashamed of yourself. And you're supporting this day after day, week after week, year after year. And then you stand up and you want to say the Pledge of Allegiance. And you put the GD in there. What is it? As a community and as community leaders, you need to stand up and you need to just take yourself out of this. It's like we have Native Americans coming up to us thanking us for being here because the attention's turned to us and they come after us instead of going after them. Whenever they have their powwow out there, everybody knows because like the police are up and down on the highway going to the reservation, and they had to sit there and stumble around to find out what did we do with the Native Americans. So we have some kind of a taxi service. That's what we do. We stole their land. We as a people. That's what this country's about. We should be doing more for them. And yes, this is international. This religion, it's infiltrated everywhere. And Martin Luther was just as a byproduct of the church. And so he kept most of the things. Jesus dropped one commandment and added another one. Took some statutes and put it in his own place. Then you have a religion named after a man? And you're going to follow after that? Why don't you want to just stand up and commit and say your own religion? It's the same difference. It's just a man who lived long ago. And it's not that long ago in the history of the world. And it's to say, it's like the city hasn't done anything. Yes, the city has. If it's deliberate or not, it's just like it's another continuation. It's just like, why do we have to come in and spend our time to fill out paperwork for the damage that the city did to our property? And then to go through that, and they want us to fill more paperwork, and it's like, and I explained to her, it's like, I did get upset, and I'm sorry to the front desk clerk. It wasn't right the day I came in. But it's like, because I asked to talk with Eddie Shepard. Well, he's not here. When you get to go over, it's like, okay, the paperwork is here, though. I'm supposed to fill it out with you. It's like, well, okay, we're spending our time to come in and take care of the paperwork for somebody that someone else caused the damage for. And we don't hear back. Why do we have to keep contacting the city to find out what's going on? When's it going to stop? And you're here and you're going to sit down and you're going to discuss all these things on this list. And we sit there and just listen to it. And it's like we're supposed to take it. Why don't you have public coming again at the end? Why don't you have it over in the conference room so we can face each other? If you're actually concerned about this community, face the community. And in a sense, the only people in the community are there to show up as representative from SIST. What is it? It says something right there too. Obviously, the people know that they can't have any say. You can say what you want, and that's where it stops. You go right back to your meeting. You don't ever address anything about the community, and you're gonna or make the comments. I'm gonna just buy up the. Why don't we just buy up the whole place, and then we can redistribute shit and put it the place we want. That's good. Have you a lot of money to do that, and until that happens, you have to answer the other people in town who do.